Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine, and today we have an advanced media level lesson, so that's the very highest of our levels.
Right, and we're going to be talking about a very popular tradition in North America, a Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, so Thanksgiving is a very special holiday for Americans, and Canadians also celebrate it.
But on different dates, right? Canadians have it on a different date.
Exactly. I'm not sure what the Canadian date is, but Americans celebrate it at the end of November. The day changes every year because it's a Thursday, but we usually have the day off from work or school, and we all eat together and celebrate the year and celebrate the harvest and celebrate our families and friends.
So this tradition of Thanksgiving, what do you commemorate or what do you celebrate?
Well, we actually celebrate the first harvest that the Pilgrims had when they were right off the boat in New England. So that's the eastern part of America. These people had come from England, and they were trying to find a new land and a new life, and they ended up in the Massachusetts area, and they didn't know how to farm. And they didn't know how to work the land. And so the Native Americans who were living there at the time helped them out, helped them grow corn, helped them find out how to use the land in a productive way. And so when that first harvest happened, everyone was able to grow. It's actually a year after they arrived. Everyone was able to grow corn and food and crops, and then they all shared a meal together to celebrate this wonderful occasion.
Wow.
And it actually helped them survive the winter because most of the Pilgrims, most of the settlers, they died during the first winter. And so this was a really great thing for them.
Wow. That's really interesting. An interesting aspect of history and why this is celebrated mostly, as you say, in North America and Canada, and that's why many other countries don't really have it. But it's a popular get-together, and, well, what you usually have is a turkey, right?
Exactly. So turkey is a very big bird, and they go gobble, 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 gobble. And they have that kind of really red, long kind of thing on their necks and big tail feathers. And they're delicious. But the funny thing is about turkey that there's a chemical in it that makes you very sleepy. Well, not a chemical. There's a protein in it that makes you very sleepy.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So the joke is that after you eat dinner on Thanksgiving, everyone falls asleep on the sofa.
Well, Thanksgiving meals in the United States are very, very big. They're very elaborate, right? You not only have turkey, but you have pumpkin pie, and you have mashed potatoes and gravy, and just like a table full of food.
Exactly. And it's a way to celebrate, well, to give thanks for all the things that you have. And so we like to cook a lot of food to celebrate that. And they're all fall foods. So squash, pumpkin, potatoes, things like that.
All right. So we have a dialogue here. So it's just that. It's a guy who is preparing a turkey dinner and also preparing pumpkin pie, but he's doing it in a very peculiar way. So why don't we listen to the dialogue, and then we'll come back and just talk a little bit about the different terms that he used. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our show. Today, we are going to learn how to cook the perfect Thanksgiving turkey. I will share a secret that I have kept for over 30 years on how to cook the perfect, most mouth-watering, juiciest turkey in the world. Let's get started. First of all, we must bring out our key ingredient, whiskey. You see, the grains used to make whiskey along with the alcohol brings out the flavor of the turkey meat. Let's pour 1 cup of whiskey on the turkey and serve yourself a cup as well. Cheers. That's good 12-year whiskey right there. Okay, back to our turkey. Preheat your oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit. Now have another cup of whiskey. Now that the oven is hot, we place our bird on a rack inside a roasting pan. Let's add some whiskey to give it some extra flavor. And let's have another cup. That hit the spot. There we go. We can leave it in there for the next 45 minutes. In the meantime, let's have another sip of whiskey and start with our delicious pumpkin pie. Lightly whisk together 2 eggs and the extra yolk in a large bowl. Once that's ready, we can put sugar, spices such as cloves, grated nutmeg, and cinnamon with some cream and dark rum into a saucepan. Slowly bring up to simmering point, stirring occasionally. Now you may notice that we are using some dark rum in this pie. This is because the richness of the pumpkin is beautifully enhanced by the dark rum. So to celebrate this great occasion, pour yourself a glass. Cheers! Now that we have finished with the filling, let's bake the pie for 45 to 50 minutes until the filling has puffed up around the edges and the center is almost set. All done. A cup of rum to celebrate the completion of this great Thanksgiving dinner. After waiting for an hour and having a couple of drinks, it's time to check on our turkey. Take the turkey out of the oven. Pick the turkey off of the ground. Don't worry, it will add flavor to this recipe. Now also remove the pie from the oven and serve while still hot. Cheers and happy Thanksgiving! All right, we're back. So I think this is going to be one great Thanksgiving dinner for him.
Oh my gosh. And talking about this is making me so hungry. This always happens when we have food lessons.
What about, do you have any family members who actually drink a little bit too much during Thanksgiving?
Yes, and I won't say who.
All right. So as he was preparing the Thanksgiving dinner, he mentioned a couple of things. For example, a mouth-watering turkey.
Mouth-watering. So this is a way to say appetizing. You know when you see something delicious on TV and
Your mouth
starts to water. You're salivating. That means that your brain is telling you that you want to eat it.
Right.
And so your mouth starts to water. So we say that something that's very appetizing, something that looks like it will taste very, very good, it's mouth-watering.
Mouth-watering. All right, so he was preparing a mouth-watering turkey. Mm-hmm. So moving on, he mentioned that he had a key ingredient for his turkey, and it was whiskey. Not only whiskey, but 12-year whiskey.
Okay, so the thing about whiskeys is that oftentimes on the label of a bottle, they'll advertise how old the whiskey is because you pay more for older whiskeys. They have better taste in many cases. Well, I guess it depends. But in this case, it's a 12-year whiskey. That means that it was stored in a cask for 12 years to let it age. Mm-hmm. And then they sell it after 12 years. And so that's the special ingredient.
That's the special ingredient, 12-year whiskey. And well, he not only put it on the turkey, but also he had a couple of drinks himself. And in one of those, he mentioned that hit the spot.
That hit the spot.
What spot?
The spot. Okay, so this is a really common phrase in English that we use to say that something is very satisfying.
Mm-hmm. So that hit the spot. And not only for drinks, right?
No, you could use it for food or anything, really. So in this case, I could say, oh, I was so hungry. That sandwich really hit the spot.
Okay.
I really needed to eat right now, and that sandwich was perfect.
That was perfect. Mm-hmm. All right. So that hit the spot. Now, when he referred to the turkey, in one occasion, he said, we place our bird on a rack. All right, so what's a bird and what's the rack?
Okay, so this is really interesting. We talk about the turkey oftentimes when we're making commercials or talking about recipes as the bird. So you want to take out the bird, and you want to open the packaging. So the bird is the turkey. A turkey is a kind of bird. You can say this about chicken as well because it's another kind of bird, but this is a kind of a colloquial term in cooking for whatever bird you're cooking.
Right, okay. And when you're placing it on a rack, what's a rack?
Okay, so in our ovens, an oven is it's a kitchen appliance that you have that heats up food. But it's not like a microwave, it's much stronger. And so inside there are metal bars. We don't have, they're like shelves, but they're open. And so these metal bars are called a rack.
Okay.
So you put the turkey in the oven on the rack.
Right. You can't put it on the base of the oven because then it would burn up.
Exactly. And you don't have a shelf because that would be a problem.
All right. And well, moving on the instructions when he was preparing the pumpkin pie, he told us to lightly whisk together 2 eggs. So we have a verb here, to whisk.
To whisk.
So that's not only a verb, but a noun as well, right?
All right.
It's an instrument.
Exactly. And this is a verb we often use with eggs. So to whisk eggs. You can also whisk like sauce for a salad, so like a salad dressing. But it's a way that we stir something. And so oftentimes we have an instrument called a whisk that's not like a fork. It actually looks kind of funny. It's got bars on it.
Like wire that kind of make a circle.
Exactly, and they are very thin wires, and you usually stir very, very, very quickly. Especially if you have eggs, this will break up the egg, and it becomes kind of like foamy.
Foamy, yeah. To make like an omelet, for example.
Exactly. So to whisk is a kind of it's a way to stir.
Okay, and then he mentioned some ingredients such as sugar, spices, and grated nutmeg. So what is this verb, grated nutmeg, or an adjective, grated?
Exactly. So this adjective grated means that, it's a kind of way to cut up something. And so you often hear the term grated cheese. That means not a big chunk of cheese, but we push it against a board to get little pieces of it to fall off. And that's called grated cheese. And so in this case, we have grated nutmeg. That means that it's been kind of... The nutmeg comes in
very
pods.
Small pieces.
Yeah, pieces, and we're breaking it down.
All right, very good. And he also mentioned something about bringing the sauce to a simmering point. What is that simmering point?
Okay, simmering point is a time when you're cooking where the liquid goes from being calm to being very agitated and moving.
But it's not boiling, right?
No, boiling means you have big bubbles.
Right.
Like boiling water. But simmering is where it's kind of little bubble. There's a little bit of action on the surface of the liquid, but it's not boiling. It's in the middle between flat and calm and agitated and boiling.
Okay, so that's the simmering point. Very good. And that's pretty much all of the interesting phrases in the dialogue. There are a lot more, but we don't really have time to cover that huge amount of rich vocabulary. So why don't we listen to this dialogue one last time? Hello everyone and welcome back to our show. Today we are going to learn how to cook the perfect Thanksgiving turkey. I will share a secret that I have kept for over 30 years on how to cook the perfect, most mouth-watering, juiciest turkey in the world. Let's get started. First of all, we must bring out our key ingredient, whiskey. You see, the grains used to make whiskey along with the alcohol brings out the flavor of the turkey meat. Let's pour 1 cup of whiskey on the turkey and serve yourself a cup as well. Cheers. That's good 12-year whiskey right there. Okay, back to our turkey. Preheat your oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit. Now have another cup of whiskey. Now that the oven is hot, we place our bird on a rack inside a roasting pan. Let's add some whiskey to give it some extra flavor. And let's have another cup. That hit the spot. There we go. We can leave it in there for the next 45 minutes. In the meantime, let's have another sip of whiskey and start with our delicious pumpkin pie. Lightly whisk together 2 eggs and the extra yolk in a large bowl. Once that's ready, we can put sugar, spices such as cloves, grated nutmeg, and cinnamon with some cream and dark rum into a saucepan. Slowly bring up to simmering point, stirring occasionally. Now you may notice that we are using some dark rum in this pie. This is because the richness of the pumpkin is beautifully enhanced by the dark rum. So to celebrate this great occasion, pour yourself a glass. Cheers! Now that we have finished with the filling, let's bake the pie for 45 to 50 minutes until the filling has puffed up around the edges and the center is almost set. All done. A cup of rum to celebrate the completion of this great Thanksgiving dinner. After waiting for an hour and having a couple of drinks, it's time to check on our turkey. Take the turkey out of the oven. Pick the turkey off of the ground. Don't worry, it will add flavor to this recipe. Now also remove the pie from the oven and serve while still hot. Cheers and happy Thanksgiving! All right, we're back. So Thanksgiving dinner, really popular. Catherine, have you ever cooked or are you into the whole Thanksgiving feast?
I'm very into it. It's my favorite holiday in America, mostly because everyone gets to celebrate it. It's not religious, so you don't have to worry about other people not celebrating it or not knowing what to do. And it's also a celebration about family and food. And so it's a wonderful experience to have Thanksgiving because you're with everybody. And we always say in America that if someone doesn't have a place to go on Thanksgiving, you should invite them to your house.
That's true.
And so it's a very inviting and warm holiday. And I love cooking and I love being in the kitchen and I love having people in the house cooking. And so, yeah, I've definitely been a part of the cooking side of things.
Now, in many movies, they kind of mock this holiday because it's a time where everyone gets together, as you say, no matter religion, creed, or race. And that also causes for a lot of family members to get together and argue and have discussions about politics or talk about family problems and stuff like that. So what do you think of that?
Well, I think it's an exaggeration, but it happens. People get very stressed out during the holidays. They call it the holidays because this is beginning where you have Thanksgiving and then later Christmas. But I personally don't have experience with that really on Thanksgiving because it's such a happy holiday for us. So, and in my family, arguments about politics and history and all that is very encouraged.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just a part of the holiday where we have one person at the table who says this and the other person says this and you're all drinking and it's fun. I look forward to it.
All right, very good. So if you guys have any other questions or doubts about this holiday, because as we say, it's very common in North America and Canada, you can come to our website, englishpod.com. And if you have any other questions or suggestions, you can leave those there as well.
We look forward to hearing what you have to say and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine. Today we've got an intermediate level lesson for you. If you're interested in buying furniture for your house, you should like this lesson.
Exactly. We are going to talk about a ton of different furniture items that you can get to decorate your house to make it all nice.
So we're going to talk about a lot of vocabulary today. Pay attention while you're listening to some of the pieces of furniture that we talk about. We'll be back in a moment to talk more about them.
How about this floor lamp?
Fine, just get it. We have been shopping for furniture for 5 hours. I'm so tired.
We still need to find an armoire and a dresser.
Fine. I'm going to go home and drop off this nightstand, coffee table, and love seat while you look for the rest of the things.
Great. Pick me up in about an hour, because I think I'll also get a beanbag and a dining set.
While you're at it, can you pick up a nice recliner? I really want one so I can watch TV.
Recliner? In my beautifully decorated living room? I don't think so.
All right, we're back. So now what we're going to do is, since we have so much vocab, we're going to take a look at this language in two parts. So now let's go to language takeaway part 1.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so everyone's heard of a lamp, a light. This is something that you use to read in the dark, for example, to see in the dark. But in this case, we have a floor lamp. Floor lamp. So this is a lamp you put on the floor.
Yes, exactly. So usually this lamp would be a lot taller. It'll maybe be like a meter taller, 1.5 meters maybe.
Okay, so for example, in your living room next to your sofa, you might have a very tall floor lamp. This allows you to get more light in the room.
Right. So sometimes, the center light in your living room is not enough. You want maybe more light in the corners. You get a little floor lamp. Okay, so that's the first item. Now that we go to the bedroom, we are getting an armoire.
Okay, an armoire. This is kind of like a wardrobe. It's a piece of furniture we use to keep clothes in, but usually they're hanging clothes.
Okay, so a closet is usually inside a wall, right?
Right. So a closet's a part of your house. It's not furniture.
Right. So an armoire is the same as a closet, but it's not in the house, like in the walls. It's outside. It's a piece of furniture. It's a big box.
Yeah, I could pick it up and move it.
Okay.
Yes. So an armoire is a tall place to keep clothing. Usually you hang your clothes. You hang your shirts and your dresses and your coats.
And moving on, we have a dresser. Now, this seems pretty straightforward. To get dressed, you have a dresser.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, but there is a big difference here between an armoire and a dresser. A dresser is usually drawers. So you keep your sweaters, your shirts, your socks, your underwear in a dresser.
Okay. So an armoire, as you said, usually you hang your shirts or your pants. It's for hanging stuff only. A dresser is you have different drawers where you can put your socks, your boxer shorts, and any other things that you keep.
Exactly.
Okay. Very good. So two very handy words, and that's what makes the difference between a closet. So many people say, oh, well, it's just a closet. Well, a closet's different.
No, a closet is actually part of your house. It's a part of the wall. Maybe it has a door. And yeah, there's a big difference there.
Okay. So moving on, we have a nightstand that's also usually in the bedroom.
That's right. So I always wondered, why is it called a nightstand and not a day stand? Well, a nightstand, it makes sense. It usually has a lamp on it, a light on it. And so when you're in bed and you want to read, you have a nightstand next to you to put your lamp so you can turn the lamp on. Usually I also keep my books here. So when I'm reading, I put my books down, then I go to sleep. Some people also keep their glasses and their alarm clock on a nightstand.
Okay.
It's a small table that stands next to your bed.
Very good. And our last word for language takeaway part 1, we have a coffee table.
Okay, so with the coffee table, Marco, we're moving back into the living room. And in the living room, you have a sofa, you have some chairs. You need a table, but you don't want a big table. You want a small table or a very short table. This is a coffee table.
It's called a coffee table. I'm not really sure why. I guess because if you're having coffee in the living room, this is where you put the coffee.
That's right. And we even have something called coffee table books. These are big, beautiful books, hardback books that have many pictures that you put on your coffee table to look nice.
It's not for you to read all the time.
Well, I read them, but it's more important to use these books to look nice. Yes.
And this is interesting though, because in many other countries, they're not really called a coffee table. So a direct translation wouldn't really help you in many cases.
No.
Like I think in Chinese it's called a tea table, not a coffee table.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like I know in Spanish it's just called a center table.
Okay. So this is basically the low table you have in your living room next to your sofa, in front of your sofa actually, so you can have tea or coffee and read books.
Or put your feet up while you're watching TV.
Not in my house when I was a kid.
All right, so now why don't we go back, listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be returning in a little bit with more vocab.
How about this floor lamp?
Fine, just get it. We have been shopping for furniture for 5 hours. I'm so tired.
We still need to find an armoire and a dresser.
Fine. I'm going to go home and drop off this nightstand, coffee table, and love seat while you look for the rest of the things.
Great. Pick me up in about an hour, because I think I'll also get a beanbag and a dining set.
While you're at it, can you pick up a nice recliner? I really want one so I can watch TV.
Recliner? In my beautifully decorated living room? I don't think so.
All right, we're back. So now let's take a look at language takeaway part 2.
Language takeaway.
Coming up, we have one of my favorite phrases in the English language. I don't know why I like it so much, but it is a great name for a piece of furniture.
A love seat.
Love seat.
Okay.
So
it sounds very romantic.
It does.
Seat.
Well, think about a sofa. A sofa can be very large. You can have 4 or 5 people on a sofa.
Right.
But a love seat is a small sofa for 2 people.
Okay. So that's what makes the difference, right? It's a sofa, but only 2 people can sit on this.
That's right. So if it's a big sofa, it's not a love seat.
And what about if it's one, because usually sofa sets, you have a love seat, a big one, and you have one, sometimes an individual one. Do you just call that a chair?
Yep, a chair.
A chair. Okay.
Exactly. We'll come to it in a minute. There's a special kind of chair that it might be, but we're not quite there yet. First, we have another kind of chair, which is very special and reminds me a lot of the 1970s.
Right. We have a bean bag, and this is actually a piece of furniture that's still very popular in many places. And it's called a bean bag because it's a huge bag that is filled with beans.
Right, beans or something soft. And when you sit on it, it looks like a ball, but when you sit on it, it can change shape.
Right, it molds to what shape you are.
And usually they're very light. And a lot of times, I hate to say it, a lot of times bachelors' apartments have these.
That's right. It's actually very cheap piece of furniture, and it's comfortable. Sometimes if you're watching TV, you can just sit on your beanbag and watch TV. Even I know some people may, fall asleep on a beanbag as guests.
I've never slept on, well, maybe once, but I don't remember sleeping on a beanbag. I imagine it's quite uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but,
for your back. But moving on, after a beanbag, which is a good and informal piece of furniture, we have a dining set, which is a lot nicer.
Okay, dining set. All right, so a dining set has many pieces. You have a dining room table.
Right.
And you have chairs. So a set is basically a collection of a table and chairs together.
Sometimes I think it will also include some type of piece of furniture that's next to the dining table where you can keep your plates and you can keep your teacups and all that. What's that called?
That's called a buffet. And that's basically, it's like a dresser for your dining room.
Right, exactly.
It's got like drawers and stuff for your plates, your cups, like you said. And it's next to the dining room table. But the dining room set or the dining set is for the dining room. It's the table where you eat dinner.
Okay, very good. And now moving on to that special chair that I am a big fan of. It's very comfortable to sit on, and it's called a recliner.
Recliner. So we have a word here, recline. It means to lie back, to put your head back, to get comfortable. So a recliner is a chair that you can change the shape of to make you lie down flat. So, when you sit down, you're sitting. But what if you want to lie down in a chair? This chair lets you do that.
And it also, from the bottom part where your feet are, a little thing pops up so you can rest your feet on top of this little extension of the chair.
Okay, so it has a built-in footrest.
Footrest, exactly. So it's very comfortable. It's very popular. If you ever watched the series Friends,
oh yeah,
they have the recliners. It's very comfortable to watch sports. For example, you have your beer.
Joey has his recliner,
Right.
and remember when Joey and Chandler lived together? They have the two recliners in front of the TV. Those chairs are recliners, and they're very, very popular.
Actually, they're I think in the United States they're very commonly known by the brand Lazy Boy.
That's right. There's a brand. It's not a kind of furniture, but it's the name of the brand. It's Lazy Boy, and they're very, very famous. You're right, Marco, for their reclining chairs.
Exactly. So, Lazy Boys, you may hear it, but the real word for it is called a recliner. So, a lot of interesting pieces of furniture there. I think our house is going to look amazing. So, why don't we go back and listen to the dialogue one last time?
How about this floor lamp?
Fine, just get it. We have been shopping for furniture for 5 hours. I'm so tired.
We still need to find an armoire and a dresser.
Fine. I'm going to go home and drop off this nightstand, coffee table, and love seat while you look for the rest of the things.
Great. Pick me up in about an hour, because I think I'll also get a beanbag and a dining set.
While you're at it, can you pick up a nice recliner? I really want one so I can watch TV.
Recliner? In my beautifully decorated living room? I don't think so.
All right, we're back. So, talking about furniture, it's very interesting. How do you take it home? What do you do? And in this case, they were transporting it themselves. And the guy said, I'm going to go home and drop off this nightstand, coffee table, and love seat. So, to drop off.
Okay, this is a great verb, to drop off. It's a verbal phrase, so the preposition there is off, not on.
Right.
So I could say, for example, Marco, I'm just going to drop off my bag at home and then I'll meet you guys for dinner. That means I'm going to go to my house and put down my bag and then I'll leave. So to drop off is basically to go somewhere so you can put something in that place. But it doesn't mean that you're going to go to that place and stay there.
Right. So if I say I'm going to drop off the kids at school, that means I'm going to take the kids and leave them at school and then go away.
It doesn't mean you're going to school yourself.
Right, exactly.
So can you drop off the laundry at the dry cleaners, please?
Very good. So I'm going to take the laundry to the dry cleaners, leave it there, and then go somewhere else.
So what happens at 3 o'clock when the kids are still at school?
That's right. Now we use the opposite verbal phrase, and that is to pick up.
Okay, drop off, pick up.
So you go pick up the kids, you go pick up the laundry.
So this isn't just about picking something up from a table or the ground. You can actually use your car to pick something up.
Right. You go and retrieve it.
So I'm going to the post office to pick up my package.
Very good. So phrases that you're going to have to use if you're talking about furniture, if you're talking about buying something. And while we're on the topic, I know that one of the most popular places to buy furniture is IKEA. Are you a big fan of IKEA?
I like IKEA, and I love what they've done for people who don't want to spend too much money on furniture.
Furniture is expensive.
Furniture is very expensive. You can spend $5,000 on a sofa.
Yeah.
And so IKEA is a wonderful brand, and I think a wonderful company because it makes good-looking furniture affordable.
And it's because you put it together yourself, right?
That's right. A lot of things you have to assemble or put together by yourself. So you buy it in a box and then you make it. And it's a little bit frustrating sometimes. But for people like me, and I'm sure people like you, it's part of the fun is putting stuff together.
Yeah, because you kind of feel like you kind of built it, but you really didn't. So it kind of gives you that false sense of accomplishment.
It's like I'm in the 19th century and I can make my own furniture.
So it's very popular. I've actually, and apart from having great furniture, I understand that they have amazing meatballs.
They do. Well, I'm a Swedish. I never get to eat Swedish meatballs, and here in China, they do have some of the better meatballs around. So I would recommend if you haven't tried them, try them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, go to IKEA.
Go to IKEA, have some dinner.
Furniture. Furniture is an important part of every home, office, and public space. It includes items like chairs, tables, beds, sofas, and cabinets that make a place comfortable and functional. Furniture is not just for sitting or sleeping. It also helps people store things, decorate their space, and make life easier. Furniture comes in different materials, styles, and sizes, depending on its purpose and where it is used. Types of furniture. There are many types of furniture, and each has a special use. Some furniture is designed for comfort, while others are for storage or decoration. Living room furniture. The living room is the heart of the home, where family and friends gather to relax, talk, and enjoy entertainment. The furniture in a living room should be both comfortable and functional. A sofa is usually the main piece, providing seating for multiple people. Some sofas come with extra features like reclining seats or built-in storage. Chairs and recliners add more seating and comfort. A coffee table is often placed in front of the sofa for holding drinks, books, or decorations. Many living rooms also have TV stands, shelves, and cabinets for storage. Well-arranged living room furniture makes the space inviting and cozy. Bedroom furniture. The bedroom is a personal space for rest and relaxation, so its furniture should be comfortable and practical. The most important piece of bedroom furniture is the bed, which comes in different sizes like single, double, queen, and king. A good mattress is essential for a restful sleep. Wardrobes and closets help store clothes and accessories, while dressers and nightstands provide additional storage for small items. Some bedrooms also have desks and chairs, making them a good place to study or work. Choosing the right bedroom furniture creates a peaceful and organized environment. Dining room furniture. The dining room is where people gather to eat meals together. A dining table is the centerpiece of the room and comes in different shapes and sizes. Some tables are extendable, allowing more people to sit when needed. Dining chairs should be comfortable for sitting while eating. Some dining rooms also have buffets and sideboards, which provide extra storage for dishes, tableware, and serving utensils. A well-furnished dining room makes meals more enjoyable and encourages family gatherings. Office furniture. Office furniture is designed to create a comfortable and productive workspace. A desk is the most important piece, providing a surface for writing, using a computer, or working on projects. Office chairs should be supportive and adjustable to prevent back pain. Filing cabinets and bookshelves help keep documents and office supplies organized. Some offices also include conference tables and guest chairs for meetings. Choosing the right office furniture improves efficiency and comfort while working. Outdoor furniture. Outdoor furniture is used in gardens, patios, balconies, and other open spaces. It is designed to withstand different weather conditions. Patio chairs and tables provide a place to sit and enjoy fresh air. Benches are great for gardens, offering a comfortable place to relax. Some outdoor spaces have hammocks and swings, which add fun and relaxation. Many outdoor furniture pieces are made from weather-resistant materials like metal, plastic, or treated wood. Having good outdoor furniture makes it easy to enjoy nature and spend time outside. Materials used in furniture. Furniture is made from different materials depending on its purpose and style. Wood is one of the most popular materials because it is strong and durable. Different types of wood, such as oak, pine, and mahogany, are used in furniture making. Metal furniture is sturdy and long-lasting, often used for office and outdoor furniture. Plastic furniture is lightweight, affordable, and easy to clean. Glass is commonly used for tables and shelves, adding a modern touch. Fabric and leather are used in sofas and chairs to provide comfort. The choice of material affects the durability, appearance, and maintenance of the furniture. Choosing the right furniture. Selecting the right furniture is important for comfort, functionality, and style. Size is a key factor. Furniture should fit well in the available space. Comfort is essential, especially for sofas, chairs, and beds. Durability matters, because high-quality furniture lasts longer. Design and style should match the overall look of the room. Some furniture pieces offer extra storage, such as beds with drawers or coffee tables with shelves. When choosing furniture, people also consider budget, maintenance, and personal preferences. Making the right choices creates a comfortable and stylish living space. Taking care of furniture. Proper care helps furniture last longer and stay in good condition. Wood furniture should be cleaned with a soft cloth and polished to maintain its shine. Fabric furniture needs regular vacuuming to remove dust and dirt. Leather furniture should be cleaned with a damp cloth and treated with conditioner to prevent cracks. Metal furniture should be wiped down to prevent rust. Glass furniture should be cleaned with a glass cleaner to remove fingerprints and dust. Taking care of furniture ensures it remains beautiful and functional for many years. The importance of furniture. Furniture plays a big role in everyday life. It makes homes, offices, and public places more comfortable, organized, and functional. Without furniture, people would not have a proper place to sit, sleep, work, or eat. Well-designed furniture improves the quality of life and adds beauty to a space. Whether it is a simple wooden chair or a luxurious sofa, furniture is an essential part of human life.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
A tall lamp with a base that stands on the floor. Floor lamp. A large wardrobe or cabinet. Armoire. A set of shelves usually used for holding clothes. Dresser. A small table or stand placed at a bedside. Nightstand. Small sofa that seats two people. Love seat. An armchair that can be reclined. Recliner. During the time you are there. While you are at it.
Let's try that faster.
A large wardrobe or cabinet. Armoire. An armchair that can be reclined. Recliner. During the time you are there. While you are at it. Small sofa that seats 2 people. Love seat. A set of shelves usually used for holding clothes. Dresser. A tall lamp with a base that stands on the floor. Floor lamp. A small table or stand placed at a bedside. Nightstand.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Armoire. My sister prefers armoires to dressers because she can see everything at once. Armoire. My room doesn't have a closet, so I use an armoire instead. Armoire. He gazed longingly at the antique armoire, with its carved wood and faded paintings, but he only had $50 in his pocket. Dresser. Please make sure you put your clothes away in your dresser. Dresser. He took some change out of the piggy bank on his dresser. Dresser. I opened up the dresser door and hid my diary underneath the clothes. Love seat. My parents have a wooden love seat on their front porch. Love seat. Love seats are much cozier than couches. Love seat. I curled up next to my husband on the love seat. While you are at it. While you're at it, can you take the clothes out of the dryer? While you are at it. While you're at it, can you make sure the dogs have enough water in their bowl? While you are at it. Can you pick up some coffee while you're at it? Recliner. After a hard day's work, my father would always sink into his leather recliner and watch the news. Recliner. A recliner is a special chair designed so that you can sit upright or recline back with your feet up. Recliner. It wasn't until a few hours later that I discovered the chair I was sitting on was a recliner.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
Today, we're bringing you a lesson about the office, so something related to business, right?
That's right. And in this lesson, we're learning language you can use to tell someone they did a good job.
Okay, so a job well done. You want to praise somebody.
That's right. So we're going to listen in as a manager praises his employee on a presentation.
Okay, so before we listen to the dialogue, let's take a look very quickly at vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Well, we're going to hear both of these words in the dialogue, and the first one is a whiz.
Whiz.
To be a whiz.
Okay, so it's an adjective. Somebody is a whiz.
That's right. And whiz comes from the word wizard.
Okay, so kind of like a witch, but a guy witch.
Yeah, man witch. But so a whiz is someone who is really good at something.
Okay, so I can say David is a computer whiz.
Or Anthony is a math whiz.
Okay, so he's really good at computers, or he's really good at math, or he knows a lot about math.
Exactly.
Okay, and our second word.
Well, we're going to hear about slides.
Slides.
PowerPoint slides.
PowerPoint slides. Okay, so everyone knows PowerPoint, right?
A computer program.
A computer program that you use to make presentations.
And a slide is one page in that presentation.
Okay, so if you have 10 pages in your PowerPoint presentation, you basically have 10 slides.
Exactly.
Very good. So now let's listen to the dialogue for the first time, and we're going to see what's happening in this business meeting.
And so that concludes my outline for our marketing strategy next year. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, that was quite the presentation. Honestly, I was completely blown away by your strategy outline. I've got to say, Alex, you really wowed me today.
Come on. It was nothing. I'm just doing my job.
No, I think you deserve some recognition here. I mean, if I look back on your previous presentations, this is a huge improvement.
Well, Kristen did give me a hand with the slides. She's a real whiz on PowerPoint.
And I saw that you took on board my feedback about pricing strategies. I really appreciate you taking the time to think through my suggestions.
Yeah, well, that was some good advice. You made some really good points.
Well, I just wanted to say, well done. Really, you did a great job.
All right, well, it sounds like the employee is a little bit shy or embarrassed by receiving all of these compliments.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of being humble about it.
Exactly. So why don't we move on to the language now? There are so many really useful phrases in this dialogue that I think we're just going to focus on those today. So let's get started with Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, so today on Fluency Builder, let's start with our first phrase. The boss was so impressed with the presentation that he said, I was completely blown away.
To be completely blown away.
Okay, so to be completely blown away.
Or to be blown away.
All right, so what does that mean, to be blown away?
To be surprised and amazed, but in a very positive way.
Okay, so I can say, I'm surprised, I'm amazed, but I'm still not very clear on this. Why don't we listen to a couple of examples of how we could use this phrase?
Example 1.
Carl blew me away with his knowledge of political science.
Example 2.
I was blown away when I heard that Jenny and Rick had gotten married. They've known each other for less than a month.
Example 3.
My parents were blown away when they found out I had a tattoo.
Okay, so I think that's a little bit clearer now. And this is a wonderful way to give your praise to someone when they do something really amazing.
Okay, so completely blown away. You blew me away.
That's right.
Now, what about our second word?
Well, it's quite similar. The boss said that you really wowed me.
You wowed me.
To wow someone.
Okay, so it's spelled W-O-W, wow.
So when you wow someone, you make that person go, wow.
Okay, so you impress somebody.
Yep.
To wow someone. I can use it as a verb.
Yep.
You wowed me. I want to wow you.
Well, I want you to wow me.
Okay, so wow. Now, let's take a look at our third phrase. The guy, he's a little bit shy. He's trying to be a little bit humble about, receiving so many compliments. So he says, oh, it was nothing.
It was nothing.
Really, it was nothing.
It was nothing.
So that's a way of saying it wasn't hard or it's not a big deal.
It's not that important.
Exactly. So if somebody's saying, wow, thank you so much for lending me your car.
It was nothing.
It was nothing. All right.
It's a polite way, actually, to respond to a nice compliment.
Very good. So before we move on to our next phrase, let's listen to a couple of examples with it was nothing.
Example 1.
Thanks for lending me your car this week. I really appreciate it.
It's okay, really. It was nothing.
Example 2.
I can't believe you organized this surprise birthday party. Thank you so much.
Don't worry about it. It was nothing.
Okay, so I think that's pretty clear. Now, our final phrase here for Fluency Builder, The employee said that Kirsten gave him a hand.
Okay, so to give someone a hand.
Give me a hand.
Give me a hand.
Basically to help someone.
Help me or assist me. Okay, so to help someone, give me a hand or let me give you a hand.
That's right.
All right, very good. So great phrases in Fluency Builder today. I think it's time for us to listen to the dialogue for the second time. We're going to slow it down a little bit so we can catch all these phrases, and then we'll come back.
And so that concludes my outline for our marketing strategy for next year. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, that was quite the presentation. Honestly, I was completely blown away by your strategy outline. I've got to say, Alex, you really wowed me today.
Ah, come on. It was nothing. I'm just doing my job.
No, I think you deserve some recognition here. I mean, if I look back on your previous presentations, this is a huge improvement.
Well, Kristen did give me a hand with the slides. She's a real whiz on PowerPoint.
And I saw that you took on board my feedback about pricing strategies. I really appreciate you taking the time to think through my suggestions.
Yeah, well, that was some good advice. You made some really good points.
Well, I just wanted to say, well done. Really, you did a great job.
Okay, so like we said before, there's a lot of really helpful phrases in here. And we're going to look at a few more of these in putting it together.
Putting it together.
Okay, so let's start with the first phrase. The boss was quite impressed with him, and he said, that was quite the presentation.
That was quite the presentation.
All right, quite the presentation.
So this phrase, quite the presentation, it means it was good, right? Mm-hmm. It was special.
It was very good.
Yep. Now we can take the noun presentation out and replace it with any other noun.
All right, so I can say Bob is quite the basketball player.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we listen now for a few more examples?
Example 1.
I heard you are quite the dancer. Can you teach me some moves?
Example 2.
Carl is quite the ladies' man. He is very good when it comes to talking to girls.
Example 3.
Nancy is quite gifted at math. She can solve any math problem you give her.
So you're saying in a very good way that something is very good.
Or special.
Very special.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. So the boss was very impressed with the employee, and he said, and I saw that you took on board my feedback.
To take on board my feedback.
Okay, so take on board something.
Mm-hmm. So here, my feedback is my suggestions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you take on board my feedback, you accept my feedback and you use it.
Okay, so I can say, for example, I want you to take on board my ideas.
Mm-hmm. Or Jenny took on board a few of my suggestions. I was really happy.
Okay, very good. So to take on board, to accept and use.
All right, so take on board feedback, take on board suggestion, take on board ideas.
Okay, very good. And we have one more phrase. I'm putting it together today. To think something through.
To think it through.
Okay, so think it through.
So here, the boss said that he took the time to think through my suggestions.
Mm-hmm. So think through, what does that mean?
To think carefully about all of the details of something.
Okay, so to take into consideration all the aspects.
Right. So why don't we give an example? Mm-hmm. If you're thinking through a plan, right? You don't just think about the end, the outcome.
Okay.
You want to think about all of the small details, the steps in that plan.
Okay. So maybe I want to buy a new car, but it's a lot of money. So I really have to think it through.
So you have to think carefully about everything that is involved in buying the new car. All the money you're going to have to not spend on parties and...
Exactly. You have to think it through. You have to analyze it very carefully.
That's right. So let's give a few examples of how we can use this phrase. Hey, Marco, have you thought through my suggestions?
I can say you guys are very young. I think you should think it through before you get married.
Good advice.
Okay, so to think it through.
Okay, so 3 great phrases, and why don't we hear them one more time in our dialogue?
And so that concludes my outline for our marketing strategy next year. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, that was quite the presentation. Honestly, I was completely blown away by your strategy outline. I've got to say, Alex, you really wowed me today.
Come on. It was nothing. I'm just doing my job.
No, I think you deserve some recognition here. I mean, if I look back on your previous presentations, this is a huge improvement.
Well, Kristen did give me a hand with the slides. She's a real whiz on PowerPoint.
And I saw that you took on board my feedback about pricing strategies. I really appreciate you taking the time to think through my suggestions.
Yeah, well, that was some good advice. You made some really good points.
Well, I just wanted to say, well done. Really, you did a great job.
Okay, great dialogue and some interesting phrases for giving praise, right? That's, I think, very important in the workplace.
Yeah, and you know what? I read recently that something like 6 out of every 10 employees don't get regular praise from their boss.
Yeah, it's very important. And in some cultures, well, it's not very common to praise or to give positive feedback to their employees.
Yeah, but I think for Western employees, actually, it's really important, and it helps them work harder. The more times they hear "job well done."
Yeah, very good. So now you have the tools that maybe you can use with your employees or
with your friends.
Yep. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, or doubts, please come to our website, englishpod.com.
Yep, Marco and I are always around to help you out. So until next time, thanks for listening and goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Used to say it was good.
Quite the
Praise given to someone for doing a good job.
give credit.
The action of saying a person did a good job.
Praise.
Speech, demo, a meeting where you present something.
Presentation.
Make someone confident, help them do better.
Encourage.
To tell the truth, frankly speaking.
Honestly.
To publicly give special attention to someone for doing a good job.
Recognize.
Impressed by.
Blow someone away.
Suggestions for improvement.
Constructive criticism.
Amaze, impress.
To wow someone.
Used to show humbleness.
It was nothing.
Are entitled to.
Deserve.
Praises, credit.
Recognition.
Recall the past.
Look back on.
Advance, progress.
Improvement.
Help someone.
Give someone a hand.
A genius.
Whiz.
Adopt.
Take on board.
Other people's opinions.
Feedback.
To carefully consider and think about it.
Think through.
Good job.
Well done.
Let's try that faster.
Used to show humbleness.
It was nothing.
Amaze, impress.
To wow someone.
A genius.
Whiz.
Make someone confident. Help them do better.
Encourage.
Help someone.
Give someone a hand.
Are entitled to.
Deserve.
Advance, progress.
Improvement.
Recall the past.
Look back on.
Adopt.
Take on board.
Praises, credit.
Recognition.
Other people's opinions.
Feedback.
Good job.
Well done.
To tell the truth, frankly speaking.
Honestly.
Used to say it was good.
Quite the.
To carefully consider and think about it.
Think through.
Suggestions for improvement.
Constructive criticism.
The action of saying a person did a good job.
Praise.
Impressed by.
Blow someone away.
To publicly give special attention to someone for doing a good job.
Recognize.
Praise given to someone for doing a good job.
Give credit.
Speech, demo, a meeting where you present something.
Presentation.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Quite the. I heard you are quite the dancer. Can you teach me some moves? Quite the. Carl is quite the ladies' man. He is very good when it comes to talking to girls. Quite the. That's quite the car. You must have spent a lot of money on it. Blow someone away. Carl blew me away with his knowledge of political science. Blow someone away. I was blown away when I heard that Jenny and Rick had gotten married. They have known each other for less than a month. Blow someone away. My parents were blown away when they found out I had a tattoo. Look back on. When I look back and remember everything I did in high school, I feel so stupid. Look back on. When I look back, I'm amazed at all I have accomplished. Look back on. We raised 3 kids and worked full-time, so sometimes I look back and wonder how we did it. Take on board. Banks really need to take on board the views of their customers to understand them better. Take on board. It seems that young people are finally taking on board the message that it's not cool to smoke. Take on board. Mike is not the type of person that takes on board any feedback. Think through. I really need to think through my options in order to make a decision. Think through. We can't afford a mistake, so think things through and make sure you have everything ready. Think through. You should think through all these questions before you start writing your report.